So we're gonna do some toppings for our upcoming steak. It's a Porterhouse, which is gonna be outstanding. One of my favorite toppings for really any steak is mushrooms. And so I wanna do just a simple mushroom saute that everyone can enjoy on any topping of steak, but it's gonna go great with the Porterhouse. So first things first, a little bit of yellow onion. And we're gonna do some just thinly sliced mushrooms. These are creminis. So we're gonna get our pan hot, put a little bit of oil in there, and actually we're also gonna put a little butter in there because butter makes everything better. Can't help it. And it doesn't take much, just a little bit. Beautiful. That is what we want. So once we get that butter starting to pop, we can throw in all of our ingredients. We've got our mushrooms, we've got our onions in there. And we're gonna go ahead and salt and pepper this too. Always seasoning, you gotta layer your seasonings. Get everything nice and mixed together, and we're gonna slowly let those sweat. So the mushrooms are gonna break down, the onions are gonna break down a little bit and get soft and really develop all of those awesome flavors. So we've got our wonderful mushrooms who have sweated out their moisture and all of the onions. You can see the onions are kind of turning translucent, which is what we want. And we're just gonna deglaze them with a little bit of red wine. So this is Cabernet Sauvignon. Thank you to Desert Wind Winery, much appreciated, from their Heritage Series. And just a splash to give these mushrooms a little bit of flavor, a little bit of depth. One of the things that I love about adding wine to any dish is it really ups the ante with acid, and so it really gives a nice complex flavor to your food. We're using an awesome Porterhouse steak from Knutzen. Oh my gosh, it's beautiful. Absolutely stunning. And now what we're gonna do is we're gonna add a little bit of oil. Olive oil works great, grapeseed oil works great, whatever you've got lying around the house. And we're gonna add the seasoning rub that we made ahead of time. So this has a blend of peppercorns. So you've got pink peppercorns, I've got black peppercorns, I've got white pepper, I've got salt, I've got pepper. We've even got some really fantastic celery salt in there. And I get it everywhere. I like it on all the sides. Just because where the juices fall and drop, you want each of those bits to have some nice seasoning to it. So we're all seasoned up. You could let this rest for up to half an hour to an hour before you eat it. Plus it gets some of those nice flavors in there. So we're gonna make some side dishes. We're gonna make something called farro. It's an ancient grain, similar to something like maybe barley would be, or rice, of course, or brown rice. It's got a lot more flavor and a little bit more texture to it than just your regular old rice, and it has great flavor compared to barley. It's a little bit buttery. One of my favorite side dishes. So we're gonna make some roasted garlic farro today. So it starts out pretty simple. I made some homemade roasted garlic. All it is garlic in olive oil with some herbs and salt and pepper. So I'm gonna put about 5 cloves of garlic in my little pot here. And I'm gonna do 1 cup of chicken stock. So it's only 1 cup of chicken stock to a ½ cup of farro. But I'm gonna wait to add the farro. First, I wanna get my stock boiling a little bit. So once we get that to a nice simmer and boil, then we'll add in the farro and let it steam. All right, so we've got our stock and our olive oil plus roasted garlic at a boil. We're just gonna slowly stir the farro in. And it's a ½ cup to the 1 cup. And as long as we can maintain that boil and simmer, which we are, we're just gonna turn it down ever so slightly and cover it for about 20 to 30 minutes. So we're just gonna do the final touches on this amazing cut of meat. And of course we let this meat rest first. We wanted to make sure it was fully rested before we cut into it. Otherwise these juices would be flowing all over the cutting board, and that is not what we want. And then I'm just gonna cut around and cut all of this tasty meat right off of the bone there. All right, last but not least, our amazing plated porterhouse. So we've got fantastic filet here, topped with some braised red wine mushrooms that we made, the ancient grain roasted garlic farro we talked about, and some fresh grilled asparagus. Happy spring, everybody. It is here. And bon appetit.